Central production. Chaos list. Saw my main man Nzo. 1/3 of three-headed monster we call the Chaos Central crew. This intro's by this show, the Chaos List. I hope you like it, bro. Here we go. The Chaos List is the name of the show, and the name of the host you know is Nzo. If you say something crazy, dumb, stupid, or wrong, it's a one-way trip to the fandom zone to be like Nzo. Hold up, I didn't mean it. Guess what, son? Your ass should have seen it coming. Gotta watch what you say, just like the Mandalorian. And this is the way. Monday night, 9 o'clock. Second Monday of the month, this is the spot. So get ready, strap on in. The crew is ready, so let's begin. So let's go.
Yo, what is up? What is going on? Welcome back. Well, you know what's funny? I was getting this stream set up and I was doing, okay, I'll do this. I got to do this, do this. One thing I forgot to do was a damn intro. You muted, Brian.
That's funny. I didn't realize you didn't do one. I was like, oh man, okay, I got Daniel rapping. Okay, I hear it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to do anything to get copyright claims, so I'll just put this one on and I'll have a next intro for next week. That's all. But yeah, it was just a matter of time before me and Brian found a show to break down and do this again. So we are back, guys, on Tuesday night. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Dude, I'm 1/3 Spoiler King, so we go live Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturdays we've been doing watch parties. We've been finished up this Harry Potter stuff, and I can't wait to get to the Expanse. We're gonna watch all the Expanse. Well, first of all, Harry Potter is past 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. But the Expanse is probably one of my favorite series of all time, so I cannot wait until we get to that part. But then again, now finally Nzo found another good show. This is a great show. I really like this show, so this is gonna be fun to talk about.
Facts. So first, let's get into because we never did nothing for season 1, and you know I didn't even think about doing it for that show. I think they dropped all of them at one time. That's probably why, right? So I was like, yeah, it doesn't really make no sense to like do it like that. But since they're doing 3 and then they drop in, I guess weekly after that, say, okay, you know what, we can do this, right?
I think it's on Thursdays.
It is Thursdays, yeah. And if it drops at 9 on Thursday, I will definitely be doing a watch party 100%. If it's at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can forget that. You can forget that. That is not happening. But yeah, so like I was saying, so when season 1 first started and I heard about it, I was like, this is gonna be garbage. You know, even the trailer, when I seen the trailer, I was like, what is this crap? Like, I was like, they're just making shows out of everything. But I said, I'm going to give it a chance. And I was pleasantly surprised. First episode, the first half of it, I was like, but then it got a lot better for me. What about you, Brian?
Dude, first of all, I thought it was stupid. I thought it was crazy and stupid. And then I realized I was watching real close. So I was like, why am I still watching this? And then the next episode, and all of a sudden I'm following into it. I'm like, oh, shit. I got another series I love.
Facts. And it's funny too, right? Because I used to play the game, Twisted Metal. I used to play that game a lot, you know? So I started seeing little references.
On which one? Which system?
Oh, man. PlayStation, the first one, original, I believe. Then on PlayStation 2. Like
PS2. I burned out my PS2. I had to buy another one because I burned it.
Yeah, man. And it's funny too, because none of us really owned a PlayStation, but we used to rent one because one of my friends had a friend that owned a store. So we used to rent his PlayStation. And man, we would just be sitting there playing Twisted Metal all night. So that game was fire. I can't even deny that. So when I started seeing the references, I'm like, okay, so we're getting references to the game. Wasn't really feeling what they did with Sweet Tooth at first, but he really started to grow on me, bro. He really started to grow on me, you know? And
it's so weird. So I feel like this season, they're really leaning into the game.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff is very much like, I'm like, oh, that's right out of the fucking game. Like, oh man, I'm enjoying even the explosions, all the competitions, Sweet Tooth being going around. Dude, it's awesome. It's awesome.
100%. And it's funny too, right? Because one of my main issues, and I know we're going to bring this up, so I'm going to say it quick before Nick Jones comes in and say, you don't like Mortal Kombat 2 because there was no tournament, right? There was no tournament in season 1. It was leading up to that. Yep. But it's because it's a series, I give it a pass. You know what I mean? Because I know we're going to get more. Now, if they had did a one and done season, then that would have been a big criticism for me. Like, you guys did a one season and you didn't do a tournament.
It's the whole fucking game. What's the fuck? Why would you not do this? Like,
exactly. But that last episode was kind of like a tournament in season 1, where their cars were just it was fire. So now we're getting to the tournament in season 2, and I was just like, all right, bring it on. I am ready for this. So we talked about our overall thoughts for season 1, but now we're gonna get into season 2. We'll get into the first episode. Now, I ain't even going to try and say the names of it because it's PRSRPNT, represent, I guess. Represent. Yeah. They're doing it in this. Anyways, I'm illiterate.
It's all in license plates numerals. So if you're going to spell it out on license plate, that's the way they're doing it.
I got you. That makes sense. So synopsis first is John sets out to reunite with Quiet while Quiet and Dollface devise a plan of their own. Sweet Tooth and Stu face a new threat. So we're not going to break like each episode down like we do because there's 3 of them. We'll be in here all night. We'll go back to doing that on Thursday when the new episode drops, when we do that one. But we'll just break through our positives and talk about the episodes as it is for now. And then we'll do the breakdowns. So what was your thoughts on the first episode, Brian?
It was a lot of setup. They were trying to, again, you have to understand where each character is because John was, finally he was behind the gate and all stuff, so he's in the city. So you didn't know what was actually going on, showing his life. And then, how he's just getting in trouble, kind of setting all that up. Then you think about, okay, what the hell happened with Quiet? So we're getting a lot more with Quiet with Sweet Tooth. I mean Sweet Tooth with what the fuck's her name?
Dollface.
Dollface.
Yeah.
And seeing that and getting it's basically put all our main characters, Sweet Tooth and Stu and John and everyone where they are right now and setting up what's going to happen. And I didn't mind it because by the end I was totally in. I was like, okay, this is cool. I love what's going on. So I mean, episode 1, I think the first half was very much just stuff happening. I didn't understand what the fuck was happening at the beginning of the episode. Like, why does this matter? Why should I care about this person or anything like that? But it started to kind of make sense towards the end.
I agree, and I love so the one thing about the show is that I think the comedy is pretty good. You know what I mean? Like I got a lot of chuckles on certain parts in this season. But I'm like you. I said the first episode was a pretty much setup because we needed to know where John was after the first one. Because if you remember, it ended with Quiet shooting him so that he would stay. You know what I mean? So he ended up being there. But one of the funniest moments I found was after he got caught trying to escape. So first off, he's a delivery man, right? He's delivering
John Doe.
Yeah. He's delivering pizzas, right? So he's always trying to escape. He's still trying to get out of there. And we get the new antagonist. Can't remember her name. Hold on, I gotta try and find it real quick. This one here, who's taken over the place of the last one. Who's the actress
What's
again?
Her name?
Oh my Lord!
What is the hell's her name? Oh my God! Why am I blanking? Oh my God!
Me too. A slip of my mind.
Doesn't make any damn sense. Why I'm so why can't I think of? Oh my God!
Because it was a known actress too, right? In season 1.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Hold on, we gotta do this. We'll bring up the cast for season 1.
It was
Nev Campbell.
It was Raven.
Raven.
Yes, that's what I was like.
Raven.
Said Nev Campbell hit me.
Yeah, Nev Campbell was playing Raven, which, as we find out in the beginning of this episode, she's, I guess, been replaced. We have this new girl now, and it's funny because they show him training doing the car stuff and he's racing and she keeps walking away, he keeps looking at her. You don't really know who she is until he actually goes into this room and has this conversation with her. And they're punishing him because he's trying to escape, so they're taking his DVDs away from him. You know what I mean? And he's like,
more and more when they have more and more people around him, you know, security around him. Like first there's one, then there's two, then there's six. It's like the entire room full of them.
Facts, 100%. Beaming Khan said, nice, there's a season 2. I forgot about this show. Jack Law said that, sorry. Yeah, Jack, it's season 2 and it's great. It starts off really good, so definitely check it out, especially if you like the first one. But when I talked about funny moments, right? He's sitting there, they're having this conversation. She's like, all right, you can't be escaping anymore. He's like, okay, I need to go take a shit. Yeah. And then when she goes into the bathroom,
he's halfway out the window.
He's halfway out the window. He's like, you know, I was like, bro, are we starting already with this? Okay, that was a nice touch, right? So I think the comedy in this works really well. And let me say this, because I know people are going to say, you know, I think Anthony Mackie is very underrated as an actor, right? He can do almost anything except play Tupac. He can't play Tupac.
Anthony Mackie is, I mean, think about it. 8 Mile. He's been one of those working actors. You know, you have actors that are for certain things, and then you have guys who that this is my job, and I'm going to take any character that comes up, and I'm going to do a good job. I think he's been doing that, and he jumps in all the way. The problem is you can't really believe him as a hardcore dude. Yeah, but I could believe him as this. I could believe him as a military guy. I could believe him as things that fit his personality, you know. But he tries and he dives right in. And I mean, he's been doing a great job. Anthony Mackie's been everything. So
absolutely, and he does. Like, I think this is his niche, right? Like you said, you know, he tried to do them action hero movie stuff on. I think it was a Netflix movie or Prime movie, whatever. Can't remember what it was called. Wasn't that good, but you know what I mean. I also think it could have been the movie itself and not just Anthony Mackie. But this is his niche where he's mixing comedy and everything with his acting. Like, he's great when he does stuff like this, you know?
I don't know, man. I like a lot of stuff he's done. You know, was the first one I saw, the military one.
Oh, yeah. The one where
Hurt Locker, was it?
Hurt Locker, yeah. He was
Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
8 Mile, you know, like he was a Manchurian Candidate. Have you seen She Hate Me?
Absolutely, 100%.
Come on, man.
You know what? I think
amazing shit.
I think She Hates Me is actually the first movie I actually seen Anthony Mackie in.
No, it's 8 Mile.
8 Mile came out before She Hurts Me?
Yeah, I think 8 Mile was like while I was still in high school. 8 Mile, so that's like 2002 maybe. And She Hates Me, I remember that is 2004.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I remember She Hates Me.
Okay, for some reason I thought She Hate Me came out first, but yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, the first thing I've ever seen him in was
8 Mile. He was Clarence. He went to private school.
Yeah. She Hurt Me came in 2004. That's correct. Yeah. But yeah, so he was in Pain and Gain. He was good in that.
Pain and Gain, yep.
He was good in that, you know what I mean? So he has done a lot of things where I'm like, he was in Real Steel?
Yeah, he was in Real Steel. He was one of the bad guys to set up the tournament with the little kid.
Right. Yeah. So like you said, he's done a lot of stuff and he's been on point. So for him to get the shine in Marvel, I'm actually happy for that. And I do hope, like we talked about, that he is the one that leads the Avengers, even if it's just for the next 2 movies or whatever. I think he should be the leader for sure.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie in the banking movie with Samuel Jackson was good. Yeah, 100%.
Yes, I agree.
So he does a lot of good stuff, you know. So I give him his props for everything he's done. Oh, this part was hilarious when the dolls went into the place or they were going to bring
you doing his medicine? No, it's a lube.
Yeah, it's lube. We don't do that anymore. It's lube.
I was waiting for take that.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. So Yeah, so they basically we get to see the setup of the dolls, and the leader of the dolls is his sister. So Poe said, "Hold up, this is out already." Yeah, Poe, they dropped the 3 episodes on the 31st. So 3 episodes dropped, and now we're getting the 4th one on Thursday. So we're definitely going to be talking about these shows. Like I said, this scene was pretty funny. You know what? I'm going to show it.
Oh man!
And she burned off his face.
Well, who sits there unless their face get burned off? I don't understand.
Facts, 100%. It said, "I'm watching it tonight. Are y'all gonna be talking spoilers? We're doing a breakdown of the first 3 episodes post. So yeah, you might want to avoid it if you don't want to catch any spoilers.
Or but just watch tomorrow if you need to. Tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we get oh my God, Sweet Tooth and
Stu.
Stu, that's it. Thank you. Sweet Tooth and Stu. And they're still on their killing spree. But Sweet Tooth, I guess, is trying to teach Stu how to do it. You know what I mean? So he's telling him, what did he say? He said, grapes, apples, banana.
Bananas, exactly. Grapes, apples, bananas, exactly. He's like, grapes, apples, bananas.
Yeah. So Sweet Tooth is teaching him how to do some killings. What do you think so far, Brian, when we get to this part?
Dude, it was hilarious. And then the fact that they're trying to be the baddest killer around, and then still trying to figure out, he was still trying to figure out how to do it. He stabbed a dude like 15 times. He was like, yeah, after all those times you stabbed him, you missed all the organs. I don't know how it's possible, but somehow you did.
Oh, and that's a point too when you said they're trying to, when they get to Big Baby, bro. Oh my God.
Dude, I was like, what is that?
First off, it was disturbing. I wouldn't say that. It was very disturbing, but I was dying, bro. So I think they pretty much doubled down a bit on this season, but they did it in a way where it's like, this just it fits and the jokes are just hilarious,
Oh, man.
Listen, enjoyed last season. I hope it's good. Yeah, if you enjoyed last season, then you'll definitely enjoy this season, at least the first 3 episodes so far. Because for me, and I said this earlier, I'm like, I was like, this is going to be ass when the trailer came out. I wasn't thinking about even watching it, and I'm glad I did. And I think that goes to like the same thing would happen with Halo season 2. I was like, I didn't watch this crap, and that shit ended up being fire. So
exactly. But I think Twisted Metal was fine. Season 1 was fine. I didn't have a big problem with it, but this one is just like really you feel the game. That they jumped into the game part quickly.
Yeah, 100%. Which we will get into the other episode because they have Axel in here. And I was like, oh my God, they really did it. So and that shows me that they're like embracing the craziness of the game even more than they did in season 1. And I am all down for it, bro. I am all down for this. Trust me. So basically, they're talking, they killing the guy. We're just, like I said, we're just going to breeze through a lot of it because, Brian has something else to do. We got 3 episodes to go through. We'll do better breakdowns.
Killing people all like left or right.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. So we get to them taking his DVDs, and we kind of find out that he has a relationship with this guy here, who's a security guard. So he has nothing to do, and decides he's going to start reading the Babysitter's Club. Oh my Lord!
He's like, why am I looking reading? And then by like the 15th book,
he got his feet up on the couch and shit, like he's reading the book. Like I was like, oh, they're really going this far, bro.
Playing with his feet like you little 13-year-old
girl. Yeah, posted Axel with the big wheel tied and yes, for that Axel, yes. Oh, and when we get to it, that scene where the guy who created Axel, that shit was fucking hilarious, bro. When he said, so wait, you only do this with black people? I was like, oh no, we're going there. Okay, this is funny. This is funny. This is funny. So you're gonna get to that, guys. Don't worry, we're not gonna skip over the good parts, So he's all crying and shit while he's reading the book, but then he goes and he finds his sister's diary.
The problem was that he missed.
Oh yeah,
so he was on book 88 and went right to 90. It's like, what the fuck? Where's 89?
Yeah. So he goes crazy because he actually goes in the room. He finds 90. And it's like, okay, I can skip it. And then he's like, wait a minute, who the hell is this? Like, where did you come from? So he goes crazy to try and get 90. He said, y'all got me wanting to watch this so bad. Dude, you got to watch it, folks.
Hilarious.
You got to watch it. God. It's funny because I didn't know it came out either. And I just happened to be going through Prime. And I was like, wait, Twisted Metal started already? And they dropped 3 episodes. And the 3 episodes got watched back to back, back to back, So
my wife walked away. She was like, "What the fuck are you watching? Why are you always watching the craziest stuff?" And then I looked around 10 minutes later. She sat down, and then 10 minutes after that, she was sitting in. She was interested. She knew all the characters. Well, I was like, "You've been here for 20 minutes. You know who everyone is."
Facts. It catches you. It brings you in right away, Paul. Trust me. So we get back to the dolls, and we kind of find out that Quiet is messing with some of these dolls over here.
Yep.
I was like, okay, Quiet. You know what I mean? I'm cool with it.
It's funny you talk about this. I keep thinking about episode 2 when they're talking about so how many people been in this car?
Yeah.
2, 12. I just want to know a number. That's all.
Fact. And he's talking about the women because there's no guys here, right?
Exactly.
So he's talking about the women. And I'd have been like, hey man, as long as I can join in, we can have 4 or 5, all of them in there. You know what I mean? So
he did not mind. He was like, whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. And we get a really good close look at his sister, which is Dollface. So basically we're just going through the community over here and showing where everybody stands and how Quiet integrated with them. But they do have this one guy who I guess he massages their feet, and that woman's feet was dirty, bro. Dirty. I was like, there's no way I'm massaging her feet.
She was like, all right. He was like, next? Who's next?
Mm-hmm.
Just pass him around.
All right. So, and he's definitely the joke guy in the group. You know what I mean? But he gets some boom boom, so I can't even deny that. He was like, he got true. So
it's all of them, yeah, because they all take turns, and there's only one dude.
Facts. And she's like, we said we're over, right? He's like, yeah, sure. So this is the part Anthony Mackie goes in. He's looking for the book. He can't find it. Oh, he finds a joint, which he starts to smoke, and then he finds, he finds his sister Dollface's diary. So he starts reading it, and then he sees a map, and this map is to his grandfather's house. So that's where he devises the plan that now I'm really gonna break out of here. I'm gonna find Quiet, and we're gonna go to this dollhouse thing. So what did you think of his plan? Because I
didn't know if it was real. I didn't know if this stuff was actually there. So but the fact that we knew Dollface was on the other side of it, the other part of this episode, you kind of know some of this has to be true. And the fact that he's been down in the sewers before, he knows it's him, but he doesn't remember any of it. So that's it. Just made me feel like something's going to happen. But there's no way in the hell that the Quiet's going to go with him. There's no way in hell. But it gave him a reason to get out and a way to get out.
Absolutely. And it's funny too, right? Because at the end of the season 1, he was told about the tournament. She said she wanted him to drive. So this season starts, you can tell he doesn't really care about the tournament, right? Mm-hmm. He wants to get out there, he wants to get quiet, and he wants to live his life. So that's why I'm like, him getting pulled into it, which happens later, I'm like, okay, so I can't wait to see when those two, because I think the tournament's going to be lit. I think when they start that tournament, it is going to be lit. And the way the final episodes open, I can't wait to see what weapons they put on those cars. So, and this is the one thing. Huh?
How long do you think that it's going to be before the tournament starts?
I think next episode, maybe halfway through it, I think they get because if I'm not,
no 3, they go to get all the guns and put all the guns on the car. So all the stuff that happens at 3. I think maybe 9 to 5.
Ooh,
and then
so
they don't travel there, travel to get there.
Yeah. You're right. How many episodes though? That's the key to it too, right?
10, right?
There's 10 episodes.
I think there's gonna be 10 episodes this season.
Okay, so if there's 10 episodes, I can agree with you 100%. I think about 5, because next episode they're definitely going to be stocking up the car. We're going to see that because they're going to be in the city that they went to, Dead City. Oh, not Dead City. I can't remember what the name is. We'll get to it when we do. So there's that. And then when they show the previews, which we will show at the end of this, where they show like what's going to happen in the season, they show them all together in a room like they're preparing for it. So I think you're going to have some of that in one of these episodes. So I'm right there with you. I think maybe 5, we can definitely start seeing the race. So I'm definitely with you on that one.
Sure. Because I know, because the first season was definitely 10 episodes.
I hope they keep that. If it's 10 episodes, then give us 10 episodes again. Don't cut us short. Let us go, because I think
it's not 10 episodes.
Really?
12.
Oh shit! Even better.
It's 12 episodes.
Nice.
Yeah, so, but that's why I think go ahead. You can start at 5. Episode 5, you start to determine and start to go through. So the whole season being that you trying to get a answer by 10, and then it's not about your wish. 11, and then 12 was the fallback.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's great. And I was gonna say too, because I know a lot of people, like no one I've heard said they hated the show, that it was stupid. Everyone I talk to says it's pretty good, it's funny, you know what I mean? And
it's twisted metal. You know what the hell you're getting into.
Yeah.
That's
and it's so contradictory to what they were saying when the first trailer came out. Like they were trashing the show, but then when the show came out, it's like people are like, oh, this is really good. So
low-key, I was trashing the show too.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too, 100%. 100%. When I seen the trailer, because I know in the trailer they show the scene where he's in like the kind of arcade and he's with Sweet Tooth, and I think Sweet Tooth is singing. And in the trailer, I was like, bro, what is this crap? And I felt sorry for Anthony Mackie. I was like, bro, I know you're just trying to get a paycheck, brother, but this isn't it. And then
I got kids, man. I gotta do whatever I can do.
And then when you watch it, you're like, oh, okay, I can see why you took a paycheck on this one. This is great. So
I will say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The final 4 episodes are all going to be released on August 28th.
Oh, so we get the final 4 on the same day.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I could work with that. I wish they would do it. Well, maybe there's a reason why they're doing that. Maybe they have another show coming up that probably has a little higher priority, right? Yep. They don't want it to mix in with that, so that's probably why they're doing it. But I think at this point the show should get its own slot, and it could also be because they're testing the waters, right? Because the first season dropped all at once and people liked it. So we'll say we'll drop the first 3 and then we'll drop and we'll see how that works out. And if they do a season 3, then we'll probably get episodic each week, which I hope they do.
Let me tell you, so episode 1, 2, and 3 was July 31st. Episode 4 is August 7th, coming up. Episode 5, 6, 7 is August 14th. Episode 8 is August 21st. And then 8 and 9, I'm sorry, it's 21st. And then 10, 11, 12 is going to be 28th.
Okay, so next week is the only week they're dropping one?
Yep. Which means it must be serious.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. And you know what? It's all good. I like the show. So at one point when I watched the first 3 episodes, I wanted more. You know what I mean? So I know after the next episode, I'm going to want more. And I think maybe they did it because the next 3 episodes is like the beginning of the race when they drop the 2 at the beginning of the race and they want to keep going. Who knows? But yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
I lied. It's going to start. It's going to have to start next the next episode because the name of the next episode, episode 4. Let's get busy. Let's get busy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. Listen, That's what they've been pushing too. So if they're gonna give us what 6-7 episodes of a race, because it's gonna be like a going through town race or whatever and stuff like that, town after town. They're gonna do that for the rest of the episode. I'm down for it. You know what I mean? Nothing better than seeing cars going at each other and stuff like that. So I'm down for that.
So it says episode 4 is Let's Get Busy. Episode 5 is On Your Mark. So maybe it does start.
Oh, yeah. Well, either or, I'm ready. I'm ready for it, you know? So we get him in the shower now, and he's talking to this guy. He's like, listen, I got a way out. He's like, you need to get in the shower with me. And dude is butt naked.
Oh my god!
But first off, the white dude starts to take off his clothes, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Right? And when he gets in there, Anthony Mackie's already butt naked. I was like, "Okay, really? I get it. You guys are trying to."
And he's looking like, "What? You naked?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna wear swim trunks while I'm in the shower. Take a real shower."
But nah, you ain't. And then they hugging shit. I'm like, nah, bro.
It's doing too much.
I'll stand here. You know. So we get Dollface, and she calls in Quiet, and they're having a conversation, and she's putting makeup on her. And what did they have a conversation about? I think they really.
She doesn't think that it's a smart idea. It's not a smart idea to go against all the walls.
Oh, right, yeah.
Walls and trying to get in there. They thought that was a stupid idea, and she said, and then, you know, I think it should be something else. And then the race comes up later, and that's when she's like, I do that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Dollface wants to go and break down the walls because, you know, they have everything over there and the people in the wastelands have nothing. So it's time for them to even the playing field. But Quiet is like, nah, we shouldn't do that. But I also think Quiet
know why. You know why. Yeah. She didn't want to mess with John.
Yeah, because John was there. Yeah, I was just about to say that. She was like, you know, we don't need to do this, but it was because John was there. But, you know, Dollface had her mind set up, and she's like, we're going to do this, you know? So now we get to, I actually thought it was in episode 2, but it's in this episode. So when Sweet Tooth is killing the guy in the first, like, he's like, oh, no, I'm not the biggest, baddest killer in the world. He says, Big Baby is. So now... Sueface is like, Sweet Tooth is like, no, I gotta be the biggest killer, so we gotta go and find Big Baby. So this is Big Baby. You see Big Baby sitting in the back of the car. On the car, it says Big Baby or on board or something like that. And they got his mom over here, and she's taking a shit or piss.
He's like, Mom, I want milk. Mom, milk.
Yeah.
And she's like, not right now. Mama's making her water. And I was like, what? Do it.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm gonna play it. What is this, bro? What are we doing here?
Oh man, that was so hard.
But he takes the umbilical cord, and it's like,
"You're my feeding. You fuck." Baby said a no word.
Now, Dude,
oh my god, he's using the umbilical cord and like the afterbirth. And put like nails in it to be a weapon. Oh my god.
It was so nasty, bro. But I was loving it, you know? And then they have a little fight, and Sweet Tooth cuts it, and this white stuff comes out of it, and he's like, yo, what the hell is this shit? Yo, I was dying, bro.
And then when you cut it, you saw all the stuff going. Oh man!
He's like, "What the fuck is that?" And then, so now, as he's dying, he says, "Oh, I know you were sent by so and so." He's like, "Who's so and so?" He's like, "Oh, he's the biggest killer in the town." So now he's like, "Oh, he's like, oh, motherfucker! Now I gotta go kill somebody else, right?" So that's when Stu says, you know what we can do? We can set up a little thing about, you know, getting all the biggest killers together, and you can show everybody who is the biggest killer. And Sweet Tooth is like, oh, I like that idea. So you make sure you take care of that, right?
Exactly.
They wanted to do a battle royale. So now we have John trying to escape, and his buddies in John's clothes, and they do a little okey doke so John can escape. and
I
get
think
out.
he thought that he was telling on John. So he said
Yeah.
he'll be right here.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I brought you guys with him. And he was like, yeah, why do you have his clothes on? So yeah, because mine were all wet, so he gave me some new clothes. And then I realized he just took his clothes and snuck in.
Yeah. And then he sneaks in and he sees a car which he's going to take, but he passes the car. And then he gets to the ambulance, and in the ambulance, he sees her friend. So at the beginning, which I just passed over it, they get a flashback of the new woman who's taken over, and she was into tarot cards, did something where the death came up, but it was her friend that ended up dying. At least we thought she died, but she's been in a coma, and she's been taking care of her ever since. And her wish is probably to bring her back to life, right? So that's why she wants to win the tournament. So John ends up taking the car, the ambulance and escaping. Yeah, he's taking the ambulance. And then this is where, right as he's taking the ambulance, we get and I'll play it. That's the Twisted Metal tournament. And I was like, I am down for it, because that game, when you play the game, we used to play 4 people at the same time.
Oh my God.
It was hectic, bro. It was hectic. Who did you use in the game?
I don't even remember if I use a Sweet Tooth or not.
Let's bring up the characters.
Because I remember the clown. That's why I was like, it must be Sweet Tooth. Who did you use?
I know I used Sweet Tooth a lot.
Yeah.
But Sweet Tooth wasn't the one that I always use. Hold on, I'm gonna bring up the characters because I don't remember their names. But okay. Let's share the screen here. See if we can get see if we can get a picture of characters. Because I know I found one here one time before. So these are some of the characters in there. We had Sweet Tooth, we have Spectre, we have Thumper, Grasshopper. We had, I think I used to
what's
use,
the deal with the flame on his head?
This one here?
I mean, besides, yes, Sweet Tooth.
That's Dark Tooth.
Okay.
Dark Tooth, I guess, was in part 2. I used to use Spectre and Thumper. Those are the 2 that I used to use. One of my friends.
I hated Dollface.
Yeah, me too. I didn't use Dollface either, and there was no way I was using the cop car whatsoever. And I tried Axel, but yeah, I wasn't a fan of Axel, to be honest. I definitely wasn't a fan of Axel, but yeah. So for those of you guys, yeah, those are the characters in the game, and from what I'm getting, is we're going to get a lot of those characters in this game, right? Mm-hmm. I think they're going to put as much as they can. They may not get everybody, but I think we're going to get all of them in the game.
I think they're going to get everybody.
Yeah, me too. Technically, I think so too, especially the way it's going. I used the tank and the lowrider pink car in Twisted Metal 2 PlayStation 1. Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for the tournament childhood memories. Exactly.
I know.
Exactly. And I feel like they're gonna stay true to the game, so we're gonna get the weapons. We're gonna get some of the arenas that they used to battle in. I think they're gonna get all of that. So
you're gonna be going through towns, and they're gonna have arenas that you have to go through.
Yeah,
dealing with Sweet Tooth in his damn ice cream truck.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get some. We're definitely gonna get some good nostalgia when it comes to that. So basically, the episode ends with him talking about the tournament, and then we see John taking the ambulance, and she kind of flips out because she's like, "Oh no, the ambulance is there," but John actually left her friend there in a bed and said, "Made you look dumb, dookie face," and he drives off, and that's pretty much for his story for this episode. And now we get Quiet talking about she wants to join the race, because joining the race, she gets her one wish, and the one wish will be to tear down the walls. So that's pretty much the end of that episode. If there's anything else.
The music, so you turn on the music, it turns on the alarms, right? Then the dolls all get behind them and race up and all of a sudden he sees this car back behind him, and they killed the 2 cars behind him. They zoom up behind him and basically knock him. Was it a rocket launcher or something like that? Knock the ambulance over, flips over or whatever. He gets out. He's like, "What the?" And he's looking. He sees Quiet. He's like, "Quiet."
Yeah.
And
yeah.
What was it? Ashley locks him out.
Ashley locks him up. And Quiet's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was dying, bro. You know what I mean? And then there's another scene in episode 2 with Ashley, and I'm just like,
dude, as soon as we started episode 2, I was like, Ashley, you a problem.
You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to have a conversation, and she's like, "Yeah, fuck this." And she knocks him out. So that's how episode 1 goes. What do you rate episode 1, brother?
I'm gonna give it a B. Give it a B.
I give it a B. Yeah, I give it a B too.
It was a good start, though. I would say this: the ending was fantastic. Agreed.
And well, that's why I say, like, there's more of that to come with the tournament. So just that alone should show you that it's going to be wild. And we get the beginning of episode 2. We get a backstory, right? So we actually see Dollface and her man at the time. They go into this meeting where it's supposed to be they're doing like a barter, right? So it's like we're doing these trades. The men are sitting in one room and they send the girls to the back. So the girls in the back are like talking and they're negotiating this.
Negotiating all the stuff, yeah.
And she's like, "Wait a minute, I thought the men were doing this." And she's like, "No, men are just in there measuring their dicks and blah, 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 blah." And then, so she's like, "Oh, okay." But what happened was one of the girls was supposed to kill them, right? And they end up convincing her not to do it and said, "Listen, we are the women here. We control everything. So we're going to take over." And just as they go out there, right? So after they have the conversation and everything, just as they go out there, the men are sitting around the table, right?
We deserve the whole goddamn room.
So they were literally out there measuring their dicks, bro.
That's on the agenda too. Like, all right, guys, next thing I order.
Measure our dicks. You know what I mean? Really? So the girls come out and they're like, "You know what? We're taking over this situation." And men are like, "Nah, we're the ones that run things. You would be anything with us." They line them up and they wipe them out. Oh, one thing I'll say is I love the way the Twisted Metal, like every time they show the title for the episode, how it starts out. Like it always has something, and then it comes Twisted Metal. So I like the way they're doing that too. So that was great. So I like the backstory because it shows that, Dollface is not just a leader, but she's ruthless. You know what I mean? She don't. And play.
She's smart. I think that was what she realized, that they were never going to give her a seat at the table, so she took the seat.
Absolutely, 100%. What up, Tony? Tony said, "Just watch episode 1. The show's still entertaining as shit." Absolutely, 100%. It looked like Quiet was about to get her ass eaten on. Yeah.
She was definitely about to get her eat on. Definitely. She definitely was. She was like, "I'm ready."
I have a feeling we're definitely gonna see something in one of these seasons. One of the John's sisters fight. You know what, T? I was thinking the same thing while I was watching it. I was like, yeah, I like her too. I think the tank was called Warhammer or something like that. That's exactly what the tank was.
Who's the one that used to drive? He was driven. See, Sweet Tooth was driven by.
Let me see something. I always thought it was Sweet Tooth, right?
No, so Sweet Tooth had a driver.
Yeah. I always thought it was him who drives Sweet Tooth. Let me see. I always thought it was just Sweet Tooth. What's the name? In Twisted Metal. Oh, Needles Cane is called.
Needles Cane. That's with the head on fire. The hair on fire. Yeah. Needles
Cane. Yeah. Okay, so the name of the car is Sweet Tooth, and the guy who drives it was Needles Cane. Gotcha. So he said, definitely gonna watch this. Yeah, you gotta watch it, bro. It's funny because it starts off right. Anthony Mackie is chained up, and then we have You know what I'm saying? Like just the stupid shit. She's like, oh man, I can't have no fun anymore. You know? So yeah, I think that's one thing that I like about this show is that the humor actually hits. You know what I mean? It's like deadpan kind of humor, but it's the spots where it happens, I think it's done very well. Very
Dude,
well.
it was hilarious though. That right there. And like, come on. And everyone's looking like, come on, Ashley.
Yeah.
Let's go fail.
You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%. So they start talking and they have a little conversation with Quiet, and he's telling Quiet that, you know, he wants her to leave. And Quiet's like, no, we're not doing that. And blah, blah.
You must be confused. My name's John.
Right.
And she gets the conversation with his sister. And the sister knows that he lost his memory. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I think we'll get into maybe a flashback as to what actually happened. Right?
I think we'll get that towards the end of the episode, end of the season. We'll know more.
Yeah, me too. 100%. 100%. So she's telling him about you had braces and this and that, and he hugs her. But even with the hug,
the most awkward hug ever.
100%.
It reminded me of Step Brothers.
Yeah, around the community and gets clothes and stuff like that. So they basically have a conversation pretty much.
I had someone you'll definitely remember.
And then he gets to see his car. She takes him to the car. So what are your thoughts so far?
You see their relationship and those feelings are still there. There's nothing new. Like, you know, all those same feelings. Quiet still really has feelings for him. He still is crazy about her. Like, he wants it to be exactly the way that season 1 was. And I think we're going to find out throughout this season, no matter how, it's not going to be like season 1. But their relationship is just, it's there. It's serious. You can't get away from it.
Yeah, 100%. So I think I want to play this real quick for a second, because as they're walking to the car, oh no, it wasn't this part. Okay, well, I'm guessing it happened here or maybe later, but there's a scene where they're walking and Quiet gets like a little wink from one of the girls, and John kind of sees it, you know? And
so this is before this. So he talks about this, right?
Yeah, it was.
So
I
had LOWKEY had any passengers? Yeah. Number. I need to know your number. That's right.
Right. So there's a lot of fishing holes. We can catch.
So now that's when he's telling her about, you know, the house that he wants to take her to, because he pretty much wants to spend his life with her. But she's like, you know what? I can't leave. Like the 6 months that I was gone, you know, I realized that I was fighting for nothing, and now I have something to fight for. And she's basically like, if you thought I would leave with you, you don't know me. Yeah. So I thought that was good. I thought that was a good conversation there, because it kind of got him to be like, you know what? Maybe I don't. You know what I mean? So what'd you think?
I don't think he was saying it. Maybe I don't. He was like, I don't care what she's saying. I'm not letting her go do nothing.
Not to.
I'm you know, she could be as mad or whatever. I need to be there to protect her. So I don't care. You can do without asking, whatever, but guess what? I'm still gonna be there.
Absolutely. So when we get out, and there's one scene in episode 3 that had me dying too, but we get out, she sees this girl breaking into the car. What her name is? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Can't remember what her name is.
Man, I can't remember what she says. She says her name.
Yeah, she does. She says her name, but I just can't remember. Anyway,
Mayhem, because I was like, Mayhem.
Oh,
yeah,
Mayhem.
I remember from episode 3 when she was in that damn trunk.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you. Good, I have to look that up. Yeah, her name is Mayhem, which I think you're right. I think she's gonna be a major player in the tournament, right? I think she's gonna be a major player. Now she starts off ditzy and stuff. Well, not really ditzy, but like con. So he walks into the tent and he's talking to his sister, and he's basically telling her he doesn't want Quiet to do the race, but he's like, you know, Quiet, she's gonna do it whenever she wants to do it, and there's nothing you can say about it. And she's like, you know, I'm right, you know.
Is it a good story or a bad story?
But then she's asking
Says,
him,
yeah.
why
So she
don't you
wanna
want to
about
know about your
parents.
parents, you know? And he's like, is it a good story, bad story? And she says, kind of bad.
Nothing. And
Yeah.
so you know.
And he says, yeah, he don't want to know, you know? So she's trying to connect to him on a brother level, but he doesn't really want that. And I don't know, for me,
you understand it more in episode 3. Why
you do? You
yeah.
do, but at the same time, for me, that's my sister, that's my blood. I want to know you. You know what I mean? Like, now I know I have a sister. I'm protecting you as much as I'm trying to protect Quiet right now, because you're all I have left. You're blood. You know what I mean? Don't matter if I don't know. It's funny too, because they do have the race, and Quiet does win. I thought she was gonna lose. I thought she was gonna lose the race.
No, I thought she would win because he already knows that she had, you know, the Nas. So he's like, he know he can't. She's too fast. I can't beat her. Only thing I can do is get in front of her, but I can't actually win.
Okay, so you had the idea that he was going to lose anyways.
Yeah, no matter what he was doing, he was going to lose. But that works because it's a female-dominated society. So the only way he was actually going to be able to race is because they're not going to let him go represent them, the Dollfaces. You know, so the only way that was going to work is if Quiet wanted him.
Yeah. So they decide to do the race, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm throwing my hat in the race too." And Anthony Mackie ends up getting his sister's car while Quiet is driving his car, well, what used to be his car. And I thought the race was pretty good. I thought it was good. I liked it. What did you think of the race?
It was fun. I mean, it was exactly what you think of Twisted Metal. It's just a little small race getting ready for the big race. You know, give you a little taste of what it could be. Seeing the other ones, you know, everyone dying off immediately, and then Ashley kind of getting pushed off to the side because she can't drive. And being left is just, you know, John and Quiet, and you know, them figuring out, you know, how they're gonna win, and John realizing he can't.
Yeah, and it was good too because, like, I guess I'm not exactly sure. LZGT.
Let's get busy.
Let's get busy. There you go. You see?
Oh, that was 4. What?
Oh no, that's 4. Yeah, that's 4.
3 was test drive.
Test drive.
Yeah.
John makes a heartfelt attempt to rekindle his old friendship, hoping to bridge the gap that time and conflict have created. As he faces the challenge of reconnecting, Quiet extends a helping hand to someone new. So basically, Quiet decides that, because at the end of that episode, when they drive off, Mayhem sneaks into the trunk, right? So
I think Quiet sees Mayhem like as herself.
Yeah, me too. 100%. That's why she's like, well, you know what? He pretty much takes their souls. So you can see him doing his Shang-Shun shit, taking his soul. And then when he takes the soul is inside of him talking. He's like, oh, yeah, this is better. So the souls become a part of him, right? But when we get to this scene where he does it the second time.
Oh, my God.
That was funny, right? So
we've seen Axel. That's
yeah, that's so part too. We see that, right? So you guys seen how they show the soul goes, right? So we get a lot of, you know, talking where they're just traveling and they're talking about, you know, you should spend more time with your sister. So Quiet ends up kicking him out of the car. And it's like a chain reaction. Sister pulls up. She says, "Oh, it's a you know what I mean?" And it's funny too, right? Because other than Anthony Mackie being there, he's been the only man for so long. So even though they treat him like shit, he can still be cocky because he's banging all of them, right? So, you know, I'm like, yeah. So now they're in the car and they're having a conversation and they're laughing and talking, right? And I think I'll get to the part where, hold on, is it here?
They go for a detour. They go to that drive-in, right?
Yeah.
See in book 89.
Mister, I bogged my head and literally can't remember anything.
Well, it's not like I'm trying not to remember.
Sun's dying. Should we make camp?
Detour. I don't. Food and supplies.
Was it there when he said?
Yeah.
Where
he was
here,
here,
right? A little bit before that, then. I believe. You know what is funny too? Because she's like, oh, I can't take this shit. Shut the fuck up. Let's tell her, shut up, screaming. She's like, what the hell? And then we find out that Megan's in the back.
Oh man, you know you in the car, you think you're all alone, and you can sing whatever you want to sing, and no one's gonna judge you.
Facts.
And you made him.
So then she ended up deciding to teach her how to drive. But we get to John and his sister, and they're going back to. Hold on, this is here.
Where are you? You're insane, you think?
You forget your whole life, but still remember to be.
So they go into the drive-in, you know, and she's explaining to him, okay, it's in the drive-in where they have the conversation, right? Yep. She's like, oh, maybe you can have memories, smoke some weed, and then
they would let me torque at the tire.
Little, you could that. Family whistle.
We get Axel. You know what? It's funny because again, I played the game a long time ago, so I don't remember all the characters. The minute I seen Axel, I was like, they really put Axel in the game, in the show. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm down for it, bro.
Hilarious. I was like, are they gonna bring Zimu in this thing too? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I can't believe. I remember talking about this beforehand, the first season. I was like, are they gonna bring Axel? That doesn't seem
you know.
There's no way you do this shit. And then
it's such a dirty needle, you know. Then we get back to Quiet and Mayhem, and they're in the car teaching her how to drive, and they're basically trying to teach her how to do a 180, you know. So we got a lot of scenes where she's practicing, and she can't get it right, and she puts a gun to her head and be like, "Yo, we're gonna do it like this," you know. She gets all bummy, jumps out the car, and we go back to that. So we end up getting back to
Dollface.
Thank you. Dollface and John, they're sewing it up and they're having a conversation. We're like, no, we got to get out of here. So they decide to run. And this is what I found kind of funny is because Axel knew they were there, but he just like gave up and was like, screw it, you know?
I got a flat tire.
Yeah. And then they end up drinking fluid and they freak out. You know, them dolls over there. Yeah, I could do that 100%, you know. But we see, it cuts back to Quiet and Mayhem. So it's like, we're going to teach you how to do this. They're having a conversation. She's pretty much asking him why she wants to be in the tournament and, you know, like just a conversation they have. So she tells her why. Okay. I said, all right, that's gonna help. So we get back to there's a lot of cuts in this one. We get back to John and Quiet, and they're like, okay, we're gonna get out of here.
Dollface, John, Dollface,
yeah. Yeah. You know what I liked about Axel though? They gave him the hands, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he doesn't have normal hands shit. I was like, wow, they really did good with Axel. I like that. So Axel goes and he lies down and they're like, okay, we got to get out of here. What we got to do is we got to turn off this shield or that generator. So they go in there to close out the generator. And then this happens.
I passed my guard dog. Not my
she said.
But you know what's hilarious, right? Because I love that part. It's like, oh, you make cars out of black people. He's like, no, that's not it. But what I found was hilarious when they kill him, right? His last words are
the Thursday to get to the next
episode. Arrested. Yeah, me too, 100%. What are your thoughts on this episode?
I think this was my favorite one. This is my favorite one. All the action, all the cutting and seeing what's going on. Even the Jeremy Ashley stuff, all of it was hilarious. I thought it was very good comedic timing. And it's set up exactly what we're going to get from this season. A lot of racing, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of gameplay type of stuff.
Yeah.
And we understand the connection between these four people. So like, you know, we already know Quiet, like in Mayhem likes Mayhem, sees her almost like seeing her like a little sister or something like that. And then you already know Dollface and John are brother and sister too. And then we have the connection between John and Quiet. So like all that's really cool. I think that this is going to be the best characters, and you can have a smaller show the smaller group that's going to be going with all these other drivers very, very soon, and that's going to be nuts.
I agree.
Very Mad Max-ish.
100%. And I loved, like you said, all the action, the comedic timing and everything. The character moments were great, right? So I'm agree with you. I think that this episode is the best episode. I'll give it an A. I like this episode. I'm giving this episode definitely an A. But before we go, I want to show you guys what we have in store for this season, because even though I like these episodes, when I seen what's coming on for this season, I was even more hyped. So let's get into the trailer.
Our kind of party.
There you go.
This is our kind of party.
Welcome to my contest.
What are you up to, you long-haired slut?
You will compete in multiple rounds, each unique and more deadly than the last. If you survive, you advance.
There's a lot of stone cold killers here.
Hi, Sweet Tooth.
Grim, how the hell did you get out?
I got a special invitation. The last driver behind the wheel gets their wish granted. I'm taking them all down.
Bash it up, bash it up, bash it up, bash it up.
I'm worried what it'll take to win.
You make a run at me, I will end you. Coroner gonna list your cause of death as everything.
The time for the tournament to begin.
You think we'll win?
Welcome to Twisted Metal.
So when I see that, I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting into something. But there's something I noticed here. I think Mayhem eyes shot out in one of the scenes. Did you notice that?
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, and I believe that's what he did in the game, to be honest with you. I think that was his weapon. So
no, not Mayhem.
What are you up to, you long-haired slut?
No, not Mayhem. Mr. Grimm. Sorry, yeah, Mr. Grimm.
You will compete. Hi, Sweet Tooth.
Grim, how the hell did you get out?
I got a special invitation. The last driver behind the wheel gets their wish granted. I'm taking them all down.
Bash it up, bash it up, bash it up.
Okay, no, it was okay. So it was the eyes from the.
But you saw that how I guess his name's Sweet Tooth in this thing. How his hair is on fire, right?
Yeah. Sweet Tooth puts his hair on fire when he's going into battle. So I love it. I think this is going to be a great season. I can't wait to see more of it. I'm excited. What about you, Brian?
I am so excited. I'm excited for the next episode. I'm mad that I gotta wait.
Me too.
I shouldn't have to wait. It's a lot of fun, and it's going to be fun to talk about and to break down.
I agree 100%. Which we will do a breakdown of episode 4 when it drops Thursday, but next Tuesday. And like I said, guys, if we get it at 9 o'clock, I will definitely do a watch party. If it's at 3, no. But if it's 9 o'clock, if I see it up there at 9 o'clock or something like that, yeah, we're doing a watch party. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to subscribe and, to Brian, because he does some good stuff over there. We had a great conversation over there with the Eyes of Wakanda stuff. Yeah. So make sure to check that out, man.
I'll have that out tomorrow. So I'll knock that out.
I was actually impressed that everybody on the panel liked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, including me. Who the hell would think I would like it?
Facts, 100%. 100%.
Though I did have my problems. I did have
Yeah. I think we all had a little bit of problems with it. And at the end of the day, it wasn't going to be perfect. You know what I mean? Just because of what they've done. You know what I mean? So it wasn't going to be perfect, but at least it was good to watch. So make sure to check that out when he drops that. Tell the people where they can find you one last time, sir.
Hey, and 1/3 of Spoiler Kings, as I said, Monday, Thursday, Saturdays, we are doing shows, doing watch parties, talking about all the TV shows, movies, anything we can get our hands on, we're going to talk about. So join us.
Absolutely. Make sure to check that out at Big Ford Entertainment. Tomorrow night will be the OOC, so make sure to check that out. And then Thursday for LOWKEY, we'll have the watch party, guys. So I appreciate y'all coming in here and checking us out and enjoying the show. And we will be back next week with another one. So peace, love, and hair grease, and we will see you on the next one. Peace. Hold on. Yeah.
I am inevitable.